Welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Nilaus, and this is a new dawn on our planet, our beautiful planet, full of machineries and spaghetti. And we have tons of interesting things to deal with today. So let's, without further ado, dive into it. As you can see, I have made a small change here so that I put the proliferator, yeah, it's a weird word, on top of this. And that's now done. I just dragged it all the way up here. I did another small change that I did sort of between sessions, and I just want to highlight those so that we are all on the same page if you're trying to play along. What I did up here, this is the little build for the self-proliferator we did last time. I've just doubled it so that now it produces twice as much. Well, it isn't. Now it's producing twice as much. Whoops. And because I think I'm going to be dragging this onwards to something else. So let's talk a bit about what we're going to do today. And first though, thank you very much everyone who's following and liking and subscribing. It's so magnificent to see that people are joining and having fun with this series, as I am as well. So that is great, and that encourages me to keep going and to try my best to do to play well. So you'll be the judge of whether that succeeds or not. In any case, let's look at a bit bigger perspective on what we want to achieve here. So what we want to achieve is we are working diligently towards eventually the interstellar logistics system, but that's not really right now. That will enable us to really transport things between planets. But first, this is our goal, the planetary logistics system. That will just make so many things so much easier, and I can start actually having some semblance of organization in the base. Now, if we look at this, what it requires steel, we got it. Titanium, we don't have it, and it doesn't exist on this planet, so we have to go to another planet, a lava planet. We have processors, which I can't really make here because it requires silicon, and I don't have enough silicon. And it requires the pink containers. They have probably a better name than pink containers. Magnetic particle container, of course. So that's a thing. So what we want to achieve, or what we want to work on today, is the titanium. So we need to go to a second system. In order for us to go to a second system, I'll go to a lava system. And in order to do that, I'm going to use the new geothermal extraction power station. It is super amazingly awesome. And hey, it's new, so why not try that out? So in order for us to do that, then we're going to be, you can see here what we need. We are going to start working on these researches here. There we go. And also this one, titanium smelting, because that's also something we want. And that should be what we need. I don't think I need that one. I don't think that's one I want. Yep. So with this geothermal, and it requires the supermagnetic ring. So supermagnetic ring is, well, super important. So we are also going to do that. Supermagnetic ring requires electromagnetic turbines, the green motors that are never enough of. So we are going to get that as well. And I'll just put that at the end of the queue, and then I'll put that one at the end of the queue as well, because hydrogen fuel is actually kind of nice to get. So, well, that means the first thing we have to do is make electromagnetic turbines in order to make super magnetic rings, in order to make geothermal power plants, in order to have some power on the lava planet, in order to mine some titanium, in order to build the planetary logistics system. So it's a long chain of events, and that's what we're going to be starting on. That is the agenda for today. Let's have a look at what we want here. The green turbine, or the electromagnetic turbine, is takes 2 electric motors and 1 magnetic coil. 2 magnetic coils. So it's 1 magnetic coil per second. And this thing here, despite our proliferators and all that, then it just doesn't really make sense for me to do it in any other way than this one. I've been looking at it, I've been considering it, and if you would have to sort of build it on rows with proliferator on each side, I just don't think it's worth it. So we're going to build it here, no proliferation here on this part, because I would have to proliferate this part in order to go in here. And that's something, right? But what I also am looking at this whole thing here is, if these were legit, if they were speed 1, then they would require 1 magnetic coil for this plus half a magnetic coil, so that's 2 magnetic coils for all of this, and 1 iron plus 1 iron plus 1 iron, so that's 3 iron in total. So that's 3 iron and 2 magnetic coils per second. Look at that, just chugging along on the science here. So what we want to do first is make a nice design for magnetic coils. This is a really crisp little design that we're just going to be hacking away at. I want to make sure that I can build it here. Let's do something like this. 1, 2, 3. These will be copper. And then I will build. This will be copper inbound, and that will be copper outbound. And I will build magnetic magnets. That's what it's called here. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All good. And the inbound iron here. Titanium smelting. All right, we're getting these pretty damn quick now. And we can then start doing the inbounds. Not quite there. There we go. And here as well. And then I'll redo this with copper. And this one will be... So I'm building 9 of these, and the reason why I'm building 9 is because this is the awful 1.5 crafting speed. So with 1.5 crafting speed, well, we have to build 9 of those to get 6 per second. So I got 3 copper, 6 iron dots, and that's good. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 3 per second, but since these are crafting speed 0.75, then I'm going to build 4 of them, and that will be a crafting speed of 3 per second. There. I will just get here, and this we also need the outbound belt. That'll be our outbound belt, and we can then strip this down and strip this down as well. Yeah, let's get the outbound belts. I could make it actually with the lower, with the smaller, with the tier 1 sorters, but I don't really want to do that. I'd rather do it here because just making sure that they can get stuff in and out. Yep. Inbound and yep, this one goes out. There. So that's all of this we need, and then we just need the power here, here, and there. All right, so this is going to make 6 magnetic coils per second. So that's good. Let's do another one of those. That's going to be just copy paste. There. So that should get us a nice amount of these. What we're going to do now is we're going to build this, and we're going to build the mining facilities as well. So this is the first thing being built, and it's looking pretty nice. I think we'll get it. So here is as an interesting thing, I want to tap more of the iron because soon we're going to need more iron than what we have here. So this is obviously needed. And we get copper. We don't need very much copper, but I want to make sure that all the copper facilities are tapped at this location. And we should be getting all the stuff we need. It'll be, well, slowing down very quickly. So this leads us into the next build. All right, so let's see if I can build the next build. Where am I gonna get it? Oh, it's right here on the line. I don't really like that. Oh, we are almost out of science. So let's get some more science. Just get stuff here we think we want. Mini fusion. It's a bit out of reach, isn't it? High speed. That. I did not get this one. That's kind of more important. Let's not get this. Let's not get that. What are you doing? You are not important. We can get that afterwards. We want to get the thermal power plants first. Also get some energy storage. None of these are valid, right? No, none of these are valid. Photon frequency, queuing. We'll take that. And we had something down here as well, right? Had this one. I'm just making sure that we are tapping what we can. And over on upgrades, there probably are some things as well. It's this one. More speed, yes please. Anything under various upgrades? That one. Okay, queue is full, so we'll get that later on. Okay, now comes the next part. I don't want to build it on top of the equator, so we'll build it slightly below and then just deal with it. I am going to build like this pattern we just looked at previously. It should be pretty simple. So I am going to say, I'm going to get the iron on this side. Okay, so iron comes in. Yeah, oh. There. Yeah, it was hydrogen storage, and the comes in here. And then the output also goes this way. Okay. So what I have is I have electromagnetic turbines, I have the electric motors, and then I have the gears right there. They will not be upgraded at all, and neither will all of these because, well, it doesn't really make sense for them to do that. And I will be doing... First things is, the iron goes into the gears. The gears goes into the electric motors. Photon conversion. And the electric motors also need iron. But the electric motors also need, from here, some magnetic coils. Then the electric motors now go into the green turbines, where I will also put in the electromagnetic coils, and then I have everything. And then what I'm going to do here, I am going to take a short blueprint, or a small blueprint here, and like this, and then paste it, and then rotate. Oh yeah, not that one. Did that work? No, it didn't work at all. Not at all. There. Did not work at all. This one. Got it. And the output on the central line. They will just need to line to each other. And I will then get a power line and a power line. Are they connected? Well, not yet. They'll connect with a little here. So this is going to be the baseline. Now, if we look at this, this was if we had assumed that we were working on speed equal to 2, or speed equal to 1 of these, then I would be consuming 2 electromagnetic coils for this one. That would be 4 electromagnetic coils and 6 iron for this part. But it's only 0.75 crafting speed, so it's 3 magnetic coils and 4.5 iron. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take this, and then I am going to build... I'll take that out. That just feels too close, doesn't it? There, and then there. And I kind of want to do one more, but I can't support it anyway, so there's really no reason to try to do that. Or is there? I'm actually going to do that. Build an extra, even though it is literally an extra because I can't support it. But it looks like I can support it, and then it looks better, right? Looks like we have a bigger build. And maybe when we upgrade some belts and stuff like that, it might work. So what do we have here? Do we have, at this point, we are actually going to do something that I usually don't do for these kind of things, but I think it's the right thing here, is do a split. So I'm going to split it into the box where we store things. That one. Because I want to make sure that we store this adequately, and there we go. But I also want to lead it onto the electromagnetic ring. So what we need to do now is I will hook this one up here. That goes in, and this one goes in here. So that's the first part. And we can come back and fill that up. And on this side here, I am going to... I think this is fine. One more. And then it's just keeping this one powered, getting them in here, and then we should get a production of electromagnetic turbines pretty quickly. I'm kind of trying to do this as expedient as possible. The reason why I'm doing that, or I'm trying to do that, is because I know that we have lots and lots of other things that we really want to do, and that's the super magnetic rings. Then we need to make... Oh no! Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I know. Okay, 100% sure. No, not 100% sure. But my guess is I have gotten into a position where my hydrogen is just full. Storage is full. So we need to get this one up running. Then we'll check out what our issue with the red science is. Because I'm pretty sure it's red science. Or it could also be the blue science that actually has run out of materials entirely. That could be. Actually, we should do the monitor then, so that we make sure that it's not running out, or make sure that we actually get a warning when it runs out. And I've also been told, use those. So let's check out what the problem is with the well, what's it called? Yeah, red science. I'm pretty sure it's red science. Oh no, it's not red science. It's the iron that's dead. Ah, we should have put a monitor on it. Okay, well, oops. And then we'll just build it over here instead. And so this is now re-established, and we should get the power going again. Let's rush on back to our previous build and get that done. I'm just going to do a supply run in the meantime. And now we're coming back to our little facility and figuring out why this is not working. It's not working because I did something wrong. What did I do wrong? Ah! Oh my god, I did something wrong. Oh no! Oh, this is so embarrassing. I'll cut that out in post. I put raw iron ore in here. Oh, that's so cute. Oh no. Who does that? There we go. We have now built everything, and it is up and running, and it's damn near midnight again. We are getting the first very few electromagnetic engines that are electromagnetic turbines, and I can't believe I forgot to do that. All right, well, we have more things to do, so let's continue on this. Oh dear. All right, what do we want to do here? This is going to be a small build. This will be our build for super magnetic rings. So this is on a 3-second cycle. This kind of means that I should build some multiple of 4 of these assemblers. If we just build 4 of these, then I am doing 1 of these builds per second, and that means I'm consuming 2 of the electromagnetic turbines per second. Definitely more than I can sort of cope with right now. So let's do that and multiply it basically by 2. So that's going to be here. And then the question is whether this is something I want to do proliferator. I think that because the proliferator is so far away, I'm just going to skip it at this point. I will get some kind of thing. Let's see, what is the lowest quantity thing? The lowest quantity thing is going to be inbound. So this will be my outbound, and then I'll also have, this is inbound then. I'm going to build it on that side here. And then what I'm going to get is I am going to get... no, this is not very valuable. So from here, that one, outbound, and this outbound will now be electromagnetic turbines. Good. That should mean that we get a tiny bit, and that goes in there. And then on the outside of each, we'll have 2 inbounds here. That'll be the magnets, and it'll be, can't remember, what was the other one? That's coming from here, the cold, yeah, graphite, I guess that's what it is. All right, these are not particularly fast, so I'm going to do inbound, outbound, inbound, outbound, and here, inbound, outbound, and here, inbound, outbound. And then that will just be replicated. Energy storage. Yeah. And let's get some power lines for this. So this is getting started here, and now we need the 2 remaining parts. The remaining parts will be from this location. I'm going to make 2 lines of 2 lines that go in here. This will be, let's see how much this is actually going to consume. There will be a basically 1 per second, so it's going to be consuming 3. So that's pretty simple. I wonder if I should just make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try this. Let's try this on for size and see if that's kind of an interesting way of doing it. That will be here. And then, since this is inbound, then I can also go... This will now be the inbound. Now I need to make sure, since these are grabbing from the far distance, then they need to be Mark 2 belts. This only needs to be Mark 1. That one. And that one. Now this can only support, this belt can only support 9, but it's actually should be fine still. And then I will take that up from here. There, that's better. Now that one is done. Okay, so the last part we need is actually going to come in from the other side as well. It just makes more sense for it to come in here. It's much easier to mesh it through here. We'll just cut a line. And instead, I don't know why I decided that now I wanted to not go above and below. I just wanted to go through. Yeah. That goes in here. And I will do another splitter here. And that will get the coal, or not the coal, the graphite. The graphite is, how much graphite do we need? We just need basically 2 per second, so it's not really very much. It's very, very little. So we'll just get a little build here. And that should be the whole thing fired up again with a few bad iterations. Just trying to get this one sorted. Kinda don't like this. Could I make it closer? No, I couldn't. Yeah, okay, we'll keep it. Problem is that it doesn't merge at all here. All right, let's see. What are you missing? You are. How many times am I gonna build this incorrectly? I don't know. I don't know. But luckily we got a bit of iron now. That's good. Good news. Good news. And we'll pick up all the iron from the belts as we allow it to continue. Wow, there's been a lot of mistakes on this. I feel really bad about it. That's it. And the other side as well. Alright, so the long and short of it is this should start working now. And we get the thrusters, so we are almost out of research, all the stuff that we want to research. I want to see if we are getting anything inbound. Yeah. Anything here? Yes, indeed. This is the outbound. This one just needs to put into a box because I don't intend to use this for much here at this point. We are using it exclusively there. So I don't need very many of these. Yeah. So what I need to do now is I will do 2 things. I will take some of this, already 20. That's actually really nice. And over on this side here, we can also pick up some of these. If only I didn't have all of that iron. Just delete it and delete it. And this one. Delete it. Shift delete, then gets really rid of it. And I'll take all of this, which I'll then go back to the base with, and I got 25 more. That's perfect. All right, mass construction 3. What we're gonna do now is we are going to make our hack, you could say. The build and splitter hack we did last time, we are going to make that better by actually getting this one. You will now be making belt level 2 and over. Ooh, yeah, that goes on the ground. Thank you very much. I'll put that here. This will now be splitter mark 3. That might as well be used, right? And we also have some. There we go. So now it's a matter of, can we make all these splitters happen? Then I'm going to upgrade these things. Let's see. I want to make sure that that can actually work. There. That's got to be fast enough. This one. That one is fast enough. And that's fast enough. And here. And then I'm also going to do this on the other side, where I'm going to do all of these. They don't really cost a lot more, so let's do that. And I will then get inbound. What? Of course. There, Mark 3. Inbound. Outbound. Mega faster. Yes. And this goes in. I will also be farming here. And it works. It works, finally. So we're now getting some of the very good inserters here and there. I'm going to pick up the litter. And just trying to see what we have here. I think it's also really a good time to get rid of some of these. I have way too many of them, and I might just get rid of them entirely. But this one, of course, it only works as long as I keep feeding this once in a while. It's just something I'm going to keep doing. And that's it. So what do we have now? Now we are going to need one teeny tiny little more thing. If I look in here, I have 27 titanium that we just picked up randomly. That's pretty good, because I am actually going to need that titanium for some titanium fuel in order to get to our next base, our next world. Might as well take this titanium. There we go. And there. What else are we going to do? We are going to look at our production. Nope, we are going to look at our... yeah, here. We should now be able to make a power plant. Did I not research the damn power plant? I did not research. Where are you? It's not even clicked. Click the damn power plant. That was the most important thing that I wanted. Alright. Let's see if there's anything else. Can't believe we didn't do that. Cargo stacking. We can do that one. That's more stacking. This one. We can also do that. That should be good. But that's afterwards. So here we have now 13. That's all we can do. Then I can go to my hydrogen, pick up some hydrogen, and make some hydrogen fuel cells. Because they should be pretty good if we want to fly. Pick up here. And let's look at hydrogen fuel cells there. That's all 13. And put the rest in here. So that's our fuel cells. And then we will be making some geothermal. And let me just do that as well. What I'm also going to do, and this is kind of a silly thing, is that I am going to build a storage here. Because when I come home from the other planet, I'm going to need some storage available. And this storage will be my storage for titanium for the time being. So we can take this out. And then I will be making some of these when they're done. And then we're ready to fly to the next planet. And so I think this is a good time to lift off and jump over to the other planet. And just as I say that, I realize I'm not even powered all the way. Oh no! Well, that's actually because of these. I'm actually getting close to my total power consumption here. If I do that, yeah, we're getting close. That's brilliant. I mean, not really, but look at that. I saw these blinking. Why are they blinking actually? That's really weird. This should be a full line. This should be a full line. Why is it not getting all the way in? It really should be. Okay, that's not what we want to do. We want to fly to another planet. Go sailing. Huh. Why did we not get any sailing thing? Alright, and I will also, for the next episode, I will be renaming my planets. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to rename them right now. This one is called Guy in a Cube. Why is it called something as arbitrary as that? We got it there. That is because I'm also playing on Twitch, and Guy in a Cube won a hype train, so he gets to got the first planet, the second planet in here. Oops, that one. That's another research. That goes quickly. This is Everlist. There we go. Everlist. That's the one we were flying to, and the sun is named after one of the higher tier patrons who was in the chat. Tekiavaru. There we go. So he is now the star of my system and of my community. Super amazing, and we're just gonna fly. And I wonder if I did everything correctly. And I am going to go in here and probably take my hydrogen in there. Yes, let's get the good fuel in here. Let's see when it's... Yeah, now we're processing it. How much better is it? It gets plus 200 fuel chamber, and it has a lot more value here. So that's good. We can keep speeding up. Let's go to Everest. It's 1.05 AU. Coming in hot. Very, very hot on this lava planet. 1,000 meters per second. Whatever it is. Universe exploration. You crossed the distance of 1.5 AU. That was not an achievement. That was just a thing. All right, we have landed on this planet. It's a beautiful planet. We have absolutely no power, so that's going to be absolutely the first thing. We have 30 of these beautiful things. And welcome, it should be called Mustafa, this one, because, well, look at this. So this is how it works, these geothermals. They look amazing, don't they? Oops, and just land again. And here, let's look at it. So how it works is, it is by default 2.7. But in this case, geothermal is 118% because it's kind of surrounded by, it's fully encapsulated in the area. So you want to try to sort of put them in here where they are completely in the lava. And you'll probably see that some of these are not going to be making it very well. So for example, this one isn't going to get a lot. But, you know, come on. We saw somewhere over here. There for some reason. But that one, oh. So let's see how little this is. This is probably not going to be a lot. It's powering up only to 32%. That's completely useless. But I want to make sure that I have a complete series. There we go, 120 for this. And then we can put some more into the lava here, everywhere where I can. I want to make sure that it's a continuous thing. So some of them will not be as much as they can. I'd rather do sort of a continuous area here. Now that might actually be like the optimal we can get. This is really flush in lava. And 129, that's about the highest I have seen. So if you look at the whole thing here, that's already 38, and I don't need to tend it. They will never run out. It's just absolutely amazing. I think it's so cool, this idea. It's something that's been yelled at in various Reddit posts since the advent of lava planets. But actually implementing it is super good. And I actually really like the fact that it was implemented in a way that's just super easy to do. So it's not something that you have to sort of struggle with and go, then we also have to process it and deal with it and all sorts of things. All the signs here, that's every single bit of red signs that we have left. Once that's done, the stuff in the queue, then we're good. We are absolutely good on the signs, on the red signs. Too close, too close. And how many do we have? I still have 10 left. There. And we can just throw some more in here. So let's have a look also at this planet. Oh, this is not actually a good place. Yeah. I want to get all of them. Even if they are not ideal locations. But just make sure that we get all of these. Oh, please make sure that I can get this. Doesn't matter. We'll get here and we'll get the last one there. Get a power line here and a power line over on this side as well to connect the two networks there. And I can then easily get manage some more power. There. I'm also going to take this away and just fill up with normal power because we're going to need that when flying home. Right, so what the hell are we going to do on this planet? Let's see. We have 10 million iron. That's great. 10 million copper. That's great. No silicon. Pretty much no silicon, but lots and lots of titanium. So, well, it's a problem. The silicon is a massive problem. If we go out and look at our Tekevara system here, then it summarizes for the entire system. I have 900,000 silicon in the entire system. That is not great. That's something we definitely have to address, and therefore we can't really use solar panels because solar panels are quite intensive in terms of this. You need 10 silicon, so I'm completely skipping solar panels. We're going to have to do lava planets and then fill them into accumulators and fly the accumulators to another planet or something to that effect. Let's find a nice titanium vein. This is a nice titanium vein. We don't even need to build a lot here. We just need to... Let's see, where's the build? Yeah, I thought this was all the way up here. That's not actually a good one because it's too close to the pole, which means the builds is going to be a bit awkward. Let's fly away and find something else somewhere. So we made our way over to a titanium deposit and we are going to tap this one. At this moment we are not going to use like a silly amount of titanium, but we are just going to build a little titanium location. Each of these are tapping 24 veins each, and that means that we will get 12 on the belts each. So we need to build some simple build here. That's again going to be simple. I will take it in here. Let's see if we can do... I'll build it the other way then. There. And I'll build the same on the outside belt, and this here will be on the outside belt. And then we also, now we are working towards the yellow signs gradually. And since the titanium is always 2 to 1, or has always been, will always be 2 to 1, then this will be just what we need. And I will switch this to titanium, this one also to titanium, and get some inputs. Okay, let's say this is the one of the last parts where we'll use the bad inserters. And go all the way... Oh, no, I'm not going to go all the way down. Not until I've built the belts. That's done now. And the other side. Build the belts. And just all we need is just a few power lines and then some output here. Alright, then hook it up. They're not going to be more than 70% on this planet, but it is going to be something. I am going to just build some storage here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got some upgrades for this. Yeah, I want a lot of this, even though I can't really use it right now. There we go. Then we are now building a total of 12 titanium per second, and all we need to do now is basically sit back, relax until we've accumulated enough of this, and then we can grab it and fly back home to the second planet, to the first planet. And that's basically going to be where we want. So we've now established a foothold on this planet. This planet is incredibly easy to generate power on. As you can see, we already have 100 megawatts. The other factory that with all we built, we are only maintaining 120 megawatts of power. So it would be super easy just to get this one to a higher point of power, and it will be, because we're just going to keep putting it out here as well. So that's going to be interesting to do. Let's wait a bit and then fly home with what we with our titanium loot. Okay, I think enough time has passed. So how much time has passed? Well, enough for me to plaster the near surroundings with geothermal power plants. So that's a lot. Let's have a look at how much power we actually have. 227 megawatt of power on this planet. This is a big planet, a big power spike here. But I had to do something while doing this, and I didn't want to do anything that was sort of overly progression based, so I just crafted 50 more and placed them down here. So that's all good. Now we're going to be doing a cheeky little trick here, and that is going in here and then picking up everything like this. You see? Oh, infinite factory 2. Wow, we got that once we came back from... See, look at this. I am collecting things in my hand, and disasters are about to strike. Whew. Alright, 13,000 I have in my hand. And if I misclick, I can make it into space junk, which is an achievement, but it's not an achievement I want right now, to be honest. So let's jump into the air and be really careful about what we do, and then see if we can find something somewhere. There we are. There we are. Alright, we are going to be flying very, very carefully back to our home planet, and then hopefully we can land there. I'm not going to get not the space junk. There is one where you actually drop a lot in here, but this is actually a cheeky way to bring vast quantities back. 13,000, that'll give us get us sorted when we are back here at the original planet. And let's see, how far are we? We're close enough that we'll just stumble our way there, and then once we land, we'll see if we can find a way to our storage chest that we already prepared in advance. Coming on. Oh, it's a beautiful little planet. It's very dark blue water. And aim for the center of mass. I think this might be where we're building. Yes, it was. Brilliant. Now I can only do this part, and then if I click, I lose it all. Well, I don't lose it, but oh no, that's not it. Back again this way. Can't build anything, can't do anything. We just need to go. I'm probably going to run out of power, but that's okay. Get back to our hub. Where's our hub? Here's our hub, and here we have our storage facility where we need to put things in. This is why I prepared them in advance, so it's much easier to put them in here. Boop. There we go. That was easy. Infinite Factory. So what we have now is we have a lot of titanium back in our planet, and we can now go on with the next part. So that was what I wanted to achieve in this one. Just simply establishing a foothold on the second planet, as well as trying out the geothermal and getting some titanium back to our home planet. So we're done. We can now work our way towards the next part. That's going to be sulfuric acid and graphene and processors and lots and lots of things in order for us to scale up towards the yellow science. So thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button. It helps a lot for the visibility. And of course, consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you want to do something extra for the channel and support, then there's possible to do that in the Patreon link in the description below, if you feel like it, or maybe come on by to the Twitch stream and hang out. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.